begin transmission.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Bill and this is Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Good to see you all here. Let's see who all has showed up for the show tonight. This afternoon. Shaitan's Hammer came in first. How's it going there, sir? Shambolics there, Bjorn Jorgensen, the Majestic Tigers in the house, folks, so you better behave. Boba Hicks in the house. Hello, Boba Hicks. Shaitan's Hammer is not doing much. He's drinking him some tea. Gojatron's here. Good to see you there, Gojatron. Hope you enjoyed the show last night. Let me know about it. Let's see. And Peach Toys and Things. Good to see you there, sir. Good afternoon. I'm glad you stopped by to say hello. All right, so we're going to get started today. Let me do a Patreon shout out. Special thanks to these supporters: Grindhead Jim, Largo, Pope, Rolo at Masters Maniac Mexico, Will McLaughlin of Wilhelm Toy and Hobby, our friend Bjorn Jorgensen, Johnny Sorensen, Ocean Breathe Salty, Sir Clifton, Gojatron, the Melvor, and Chris Tremblett. Thank you so much for helping support this channel. We appreciate you guys. And let me go ahead and pull my co-host for today on. Hey, Joneser, how's it going, my friend?
How are we doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great. We had a hell of a show last night. We did a nice spotlight on the Ghost Who Walks, the Phantom. It was pretty good, man. Pretty damn good. Hey, Chris, I see you in the house there. Hey, everybody, he says. Gojatron says he always enjoys the show. I'm glad, man. I'm glad. Good to see everybody here. Pretty much got a little bit of show planned today. Largo couldn't make it. He's got pressing issues he had to take care of. Nothing big. He's been dog sitting for the last couple of weeks. He's got big plans going on for his channel, so he decided to take off today, and that was perfectly understandable. I don't mind that at all. And I contacted Anthony this morning. I said, "Hey, Joneser, you want to hop on the show and be a fill-in co-host?" And he said, "Hey, man, sure. Let me go wash my butt." Hey, speaking of washing your butt, if you're a nasty, filthy individual, there is the perfect short for you on last night's show. If you go back and watch the replay, it's called How to Keep Neat and Clean. And it teaches you how to take a fucking shower and use soap and water and all that. And I'm sure.
Was this by chance done by Andy Kaufman?
No, but that's kind of where I'm going with this. But yeah, I was there. When Andy Kaufman would send those shorts into Memphis Wrestling, and it was hilarious. There was one of them where he had toilet paper, and it was on a stick, and he was telling you how to wipe your ass because nobody down here in the South had toilet paper. Yeah, he was hilarious, man, and he knew what he was doing with that, and a lot of people didn't get it, but we get it, don't we, Joneser?
Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin, redid that in 2000.
Yeah, he did it to what's his name?
those Triple H or Booker T, or I can't remember who he did it to.
No, it was he did the pipe bomb.
Oh, CM Punk.
CM Punk. I don't know why I had a brain fart there for a minute. I love CM Punk, but yeah, he was telling him he needed to wash his greasy hair, and you take the soap and you rub it on, you get some water and rub it on a cloth, and you wash your nasty ass with it. Yeah, it was funny as hell. Yeah, it was. What's go? Hygiene is information is invaluable. Yes, and those of you guys who are going to Joe Fest, aka Valicon, I'm sure that there'll be some convention goers that you wish you could share this short with. And
I hate to share this, but when I was doing my comic book show and the card show and whatnot, there was a fella there who kept burping and blowing it in our face, and he's just sitting there with his little Coke. And he's just sipping it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, my Pokemon card." You know, and I mean, we're just like, okay, what's the nice way to say, "Can you please buy something and go away"?
Sometimes there isn't a nice way to do that. I shared this story one time, I think, with Largo. I don't know if I've shared it with the world at large, but I'll go ahead and do that now. There was a convention in Chicago that was a sci-fi convention that had started out being a Doctor Who convention, and it really was just a Doctor Who convention, but they had expanded sci-fi. And the last year they did that convention was 1998, and I actually was able to go to Visions 98 in Chicago. And at the time, I was big into what was called IRC, which is kind of like old-fashioned, back in the old days, internet chat, called Internet Relay Chat. And there was a channel on the Dollnet called Doctor Who Chat, and a lot of us would gather there and just kind of conversate and have a good time. And there was a cat on there, and I'm not going to name his name, and he seemed like one of the nicest guys in the world when you're chatting with him on IRC. But you know, when you're behind a computer screen and they're millions of miles away, you just don't know what type of person you're really dealing with. And I went to this convention. When I met him, every time he would come around, he smelled like piss. And so, yeah, you get your eyes open sometimes. So just be careful, folks. Let's see. Bjorn's going to be going to Valicon, and the smell of certain people is something I'm not looking forward to. Well, you know, back in the 14 and 1500s, gentlemen carried a handkerchief, and they would take some perfume and put it on the handkerchief, and they would take that and they would hold it up to their nose whenever they came around the awful smells. You'll see that in some of the old shows. You know, the aristocrats would come in the room where the filthy peasants was, and then one of them would pull out a handkerchief and hold it up to his nose. So there you go. Just see Gojatron here. Some of those people only come out of the house for convention. Nerds are nasty. I'm trying to do my part there, Gojatron. That's why I showed that short last night. The last convention I went to was an anime con in DC, says Shaitan's Hammer. Bring a gas mask. Oh, yes. I don't know if you've ever been in the military, Joneser, but I was in the Army, and there is a protective posture called MOP 4, and that's where you have your protective mask on, your entire MOP suit, rubber gloves, and rubber froggy booties over your boots. And I can tell you, if you want to lose weight, you can wear that thing, and when you get through, when you pull your little rubber booties off, you'll be pouring water out of them, and all that's the sweat that is collected down there in the bottom. So he brought back a memory there.
Right. I never served, but I did marching band, and I traveled with some fellow musicians, so I learned about human stink.
Yes, and when I was a Boy Scout, there was a scout leader. I can't remember what his name was. I probably wouldn't even name it out if I did remember it. But he was the nicest guy in the world, and I felt kind of sorry for him personally because he was a really knowledgeable guy, really cool guy. We all loved him, but he stunk to high heaven, and it wasn't really his fault. It was something to do with his body chemistry. This man could go and he could take a long hot shower and put all the soap on him in the world that he wanted to, and 15 minutes later in the hot sun, he would smell awful, just like sulfur. It was I don't understand it. I don't know if it was his diet or DNA or what. So some people can't help it.
I can somewhat relate. I don't know about the stench, but I'm a sweater. Like I could look at hard work and start sweating. So like
Yeah.
I'm much more built for the cold than the heat. I can walk out in the snow and I'm almost unaffected, but get a little hot, sticky, humid mess. Ugh.
Yeah, and you kind of live up there where it doesn't get as hot as it does down here. But I'm gonna tell you what. I think it was last summer. I already work in a factory, and if you've ever worked in a factory, factories don't have heat and they don't have air. We have fans, and you just bundle up in the wintertime. Well, in the summertime, it gets horribly hot in that factory. And I had come home from work and I was already probably dehydrated. And the power was out in the house, so there was no air conditioning in the house. So it was hotter in the house than it was outside. And I thought I was going to die.
See, I basically work in a refrigerator. We do
Yeah.
frozen vegetables packaging. So like it's kept at like 52 degrees at the hottest,
Right.
Year round. So we're anywhere from 45 degrees to 52 degrees all day at work. And then you go into the freezer, which is much colder, and some of the shipping guys, I'll wow them because I'll go in there with like shorts and a t-shirt and they'll just be like, how are you doing that? And I was like, man, cold don't bother me. I have a fur coat. I got layers. I'm fat. They don't bother me at all.
All right, that works. I mean, my daughter's boyfriend, when he first moved down here from West Virginia, they called him the Ice Man because he could go in the freezer without wearing the big heavy coat like all the rest of the guys did. But
well, looks like Bill's Max Headroom on us here for a little bit. Oh, hopefully we get him back here in a second. What
I'm back.
Did we get you? He's back.
Yeah. When he finally went back up there to visit, he was no longer the Ice Man. He said it was in the 50s up there, and everybody was running around in shorts and t-shirts, and he said he was freezing his ass off. So I said, yeah, you've lived down here too long.
See, I was born and raised in California. You'd think I'd be okay with the heat, but I hate it.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is, at least in the wintertime, you can put on enough clothes to kind of be warm. But in the summer, no matter how many clothes you take off, if it's hot, you're just going to be hot.
My hairy butt, if I take off enough, there'll be Bigfoot sightings in Minnesota. There'll be the Sasquatch.
I got a buddy we call Smokey. He likes to go to biker blowouts and stuff like that. And whenever you have a bike rally, it's clothes optional for certain folks, and he was one of them. And I took a picture of him heading down in the shower with just a towel draped over his shoulder and nothing else, and hair.
Man, like the pictures of them folks.
Hey, I'm back. My internet's going to be an ass today. I'm going to go ahead and get some news out of the way. I did this last night, but I want to do it again today for those of you who may have missed last night's show, and for those who may not catch the late night show. So here's some breaking news, folks. YouTube's, in their infinite wisdom, have added a new community guideline restrictions to live streaming that I think that most of us, it might affect us. And Largo brought it up last night when I brought this out. Of course, I'm going to go through each one of these individually until we get down to the one I have highlighted down there. your channel gets a community guideline strike or a live stream was taken down under these policies. Now, this can make your channel be banned from having live streaming. You can be banned from live streaming for any one of these restrictions, guys. So if your live stream matches another copyrighted live broadcast, in other words, you just sit here and rebroadcast somebody else's live stream in your live stream, and that's all you do, they'll get you. Your live stream features minors. Be careful there, Jones, or with Lyric. To better protect minors on YouTube, we don't allow children under age of 13 to live stream unless they are visibly accompanied by an adult. So that kind of gets you off the hook there. Channels not in compliance with this policy may be temporarily or permanently lose their ability to live stream. Channels that have a significant number of videos with features disabled. Live streaming functionality may also be disabled. Check if your channel has any strikes or whether you currently have access to live streaming. Okay, folks, what this is talking about, do not, under any circumstance, show the trailer for Shogun Assassin, because that will get your channel busted big time. So stay away from that. Anything dealing with that. Even you Godzilla guys, Toho is quick to get you. So that's what that is. If you just merely suggest that you'll live stream content that may violate the community guidelines, we may age restrict the content, remove it, or turn off your channel's ability to live stream. So don't even joke about this stuff, folks, because these people at YouTube have no senses of humor. And finally, the one that's most important, and the one that they just added here within the last few days here at the end of March. We do not allow live streams that show someone holding, handling, or transporting a pow thing, fire stick. Channels that are not in compliance with YouTube's pew policy will have the violative live stream removed and may permanently or temporarily lose their ability to live stream. This brings up an important point. What does G.I. Joe hold in his hand?
Oh, gee. You really think they'd go that far?
Dude, do you not remember when they started banning boom boom sticks from schools, and the little kid brought G.I. Joe to school and they expelled him from school?
No, I didn't hear about that.
That happened. There was another poor child who went to the lunchroom and ate his Pop-Tart into an L shape and started pointing it at people. Expelled from school. And the one that I thought was the most egregious was the little girl who brought her favorite little bubbler to school that was kind of shaped like that and had a trigger on it, and the little bubbles would come out the end and she would shoot the bubbles at the people. Expelled from school. This was a kindergartner, by the way. So can these people interpret these policies in these restrictive and stupid ass ways? Certainly they're human beings, and that's what human beings do the best. They wield their power with authority, or as Cartman would say, respect my authority.
You know, I'm glad that the school that my son goes to at least has a smidgen of common sense, because Lyric made a handheld boom stick out of Legos, and he got in trouble for it, but they didn't freak out and expel him or tell him he could never come back, or they just told him you can't do that and please don't do it again. And then that was it, because kids do stupid things like that.
Absolutely. Hey, Pope, what's going on? Yeah, that is pretty ridiculous. And Largo came in to say hey to everybody. Enjoy your Sunday. He got to run. Thanks for coming by, Largo. And of course, my lovely bride, Mrs. Weird Fantastic Toys, has popped in to say hey to Largo. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that, here we go. Do these rules protect coal miners? No. Coal miners don't have any protection. They go down, I think canary birds are the only thing that they have to protect them. We haven't had a coal mine disaster in a long time. The last time I remember one, they were trapped in there, and it was a big drama, and they were pulling the miners out. You remember that, Jones?
I do. That wasn't too long ago, maybe a year or two. That was a big news item.
Mm-hmm.
I always think Big John when I think of coal miners, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, I don't know if you guys have caught it, but I put up a couple of shorts here in the last couple of days, and I'm pretty proud of these things. So I'm going to go ahead and share them with you guys because the first one is my Queen Marlena custom, and I want to shout out Lee's Customs. And Bjorn, if you'll put up a link to his channel, I'd appreciate it. Lee made a kit here recently. Now, he's the last I heard he was sold out of it, but if there's enough interest in this, he may repour this. But he made a Queen Marlena kit. It came with a head, two forearms, a body, and a belt. And you supply legs and upper arms and hands from a sorceress figure, and you can make your own Queen Marlena figure, fully articulated. And I will shout him out for this. The elbow pins were defective that he sent me, and they broke. The man immediately sent me a replacement packet of elbow pins. So he sent me 4 elbow pins to replace 1 elbow pin. So Lee, you are the man. But I'm going to show you this little short that I did with the Queen Marlena figure, and we'll just take a look at it. And I forgot to mention that cloth goods skirt. He makes that and sends it with the kit as well. So yeah, when he had these available, he made a bunch of them, went to a convention, and what he didn't sell, he sold on eBay, on his eBay store at J Buford 63. But he sold two varieties. He sold pre-painted by him and one that you paint yourself. My lazy ass, I got the pre-painted one, so all I had to do is just paint the upper forearms and the legs and stuff. So hey, give him some love, and if y'all want your own Queen Marlena figures and you're willing to pay, and I think it's $35. It wasn't very much to get the kit. Get in touch with Jay Buford and see if he'll repour that thing. Let's see if we got any comments on that here. Cool, says Pope. Hey, thanks, man. And Lee Custom says, thank you. Yeah, no problem there, Lee. We love you, Lee. And you do some excellent work over there, my friend. And we appreciate it.
Yeah, I would definitely be interested in one of those. That thing looks like it was made professionally. I mean, you could have fooled me into thinking that was Mattel's next new release.
I'm telling you, and he's an excellent painter, by the way, guys. The eyes on that look beautiful. And yeah, he says he's going to be making some more. You see him down there in the chat today with us. So there are more coming. So just stay tuned, folks. Lee's here for us. Good deal, man. And the other figure that I made recently, and I will tell you the recipe for this. It's basically a Becky Lynch figure. But one of the things that was missing from my Drunken Sailor video was a couple of things, and I'm working on the other one. I may recut this thing again to add the violinist, but I needed a piper, and the piper I wanted was Allie the Piper. And if you guys haven't seen this girl, she plays the Great Scottish Bagpipe, and it is beautiful. And if one of you wrenches down there can find Allie the Piper's page and put it up, I would appreciate it in the chat. But I made my very own Allie the Piper figure using Becky Lynch. I call her Becky the Piper. And let me show her off real quick, and I'll tell you what I did to make her. There she is playing the Great Scottish Bagpipe. Yeah, what I did, I took the Becky Lynch figure. Uh, I took the fat knees off of her. I put them on Queen Marlena because she's got a dress on to hide them, and she probably have fat knees anyway. And I had to get a Great Scottish Bagpipe that was in 1/12 scale. I needed to get a nice tartan kilt that was in 1/12 scale. How do you find this shit? Well, tell you what I did. I got on the old Evil Bay and I looked up fat bastard figures from the Mike Myers movie, Austin Powers, because there was a figure where he was wearing a kilt and had a Great Scottish Bagpipe in his hand. And I found a broke figure that still had the bagpipe with him that the guy was selling for fairly reasonable price because the arm was broke off of it, and I could care less about having a fat bastard figure anyway. So I tore the tartan kilt off of him and re-sewed it so that it would fit Becky. I took the sash and re-sewed it so that it would fit Becky. And the Great Scottish Bagpipe fits perfectly in her arms. And now I have my own Piper figure. So what happens when you make the figure that you wanted to have in the video that you already cut? You recut the video is what you do because you're OCD like me. And I'm probably not going to release this video to YouTube.
It looks like the Max Headroom bug has got Bill again. It'll be sorted out in a second, folks. I'm sure of that. There we go. Did we get him or we lose him?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. One time only. I'm going to show this video today. It is recut entirely, but it's all everything that you remember about the first videos there plus more. Tell me what you think, guys.
Ready? 2, 3. What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning, way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning.
Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Early in the morning.
Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning.
Stick him in a scupper with a hose pipe on him. Stick him in a scupper with a hose pipe on him. Stick him in a scupper with a hose pipe on him. Early in the morning.
Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. Give him a dose of salt and water. Give him a dose of salt and water. Give him a dose of salt and water. Early in the morning. Way hey, oh, way hey, oh, way hey, oh, early in the morning.
That's what we do with the drunken sailor. That's what we do with the drunken sailor. That's what we do with the drunken sailor. Early in the morning.
Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises, early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises, early in the morning. Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises, early in the morning.
What do you think? How'd the recut go there, Joneser?
I like it, especially with the extra piece, and I think it'll do even better once you get the violin in there. You know, like
Yeah,
most works of progress, a little bit at a time.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And I'll throw up a few comments that were being thrown about there in the chat while that was going on. I appreciate you guys in the chat being here and just hanging out with me today. And Boba Hicks says, "Bravo, thank you, sir, thank you." Works in progress sometimes, folks. Oh, did I mention that I got a new sponsor for the channel? I've actually got me a sponsor. You ready for a little ad here, real quick, guys? Big shout out to today's sponsor, Retoxin.
Do you suffer from moderate to severe well-being? If so, ask your doctor about Retoxin. Retoxin was designed to help you return to your normal state of frustration, dissatisfaction, irritability, and unhappiness. Do not take Retoxin if you have arms, legs, hands, or feet, or if you have a head, chest, or abdomen. Do not take Retoxin if you have a liver, kidneys, stomach, heart, or lungs, or if you have skin, bone, blood, bowels, or brain. Do not take Retoxin if you are between the ages of 0 and 185, as these conditions may cause adverse reaction to Retoxin. Common side effects include dizziness, headache, fatigue, nausea, upset stomach, stiff or achy joints, internal bleeding, and in some cases may result in paralysis or death. Talk to your doctor today and ask if Retoxin may be right for you. Retoxin, brought to you by the makers of Shatolify, Zombifican, Moranogen, and Lobotoman.
Consult your doctor if you think Retoxin may be for you. Brought to you by Brushstroke over on Brushstroke's channel. That guy does some excellent work, and that was probably one of the best ones I've seen in a while. Came out from over there.
Dude, when he first cut that, I must have watched that like a dozen times to the point where it irritated my wife. And she's like, why is this so funny? And I says, you ever seen one of these freaking commercials? This is exactly what it is.
Well, you know, I was trying to catch up. I was trying to catch up on him the other day. And what I did, I set everything up in a list, you know, a queue. And I was just sitting there in front of the TV, letting one play right after the other. And then when the Retoxin commercial came up, I thought it was a YouTube ad, and I was grabbing the remote so I could skip it.
That's how good a job he did.
Yeah, I'm serious. And then I started listening to it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is Brushstroke. I was laughing my ass off. Don't take this if you have blood, skin, brain, hands, feet. You may die if you take this. Lobotoman, yeah, Moranogen, Shatolify, yeah. Hey, World Made a Cardboard. Oh, hello, old great ones. Good to see you there, sir. Yeah, we're just about ready to get the real show on the road here in just a minute. What I want to do, I want to shout out Gojatron. Gojatron, out of the goodness of his heart, unbeknownst to me, while he was getting rid of some things and doing a sale over there at Gojatron Sales on Instagram, decided that instead of selling these things, he would give them to me. Why anybody would want to give little old me anything, I do not know, but I'm certainly appreciative whenever anybody does. And I got the package in the mail the other day. My Patreons watched me open this live with Gojatron present there. But you always know that it's something from Gojatron when you see that sticker right there on your box when it comes in the mail. And let's bring up the toy cam so we can watch me go into this. And I'm going to pull me up full. You'll be in the background there, Jones, or you can still talk, sir. All right. So I got a note, and the note says, here are a few things that I thought you might like and enjoy. Thank you there, Gojatron, and I certainly will enjoy these. And they have a wonderful place here in my collection. I will open this up and go one by one, just like I did when I first opened the box. The first thing I pulled out was a reaction figure of Jet Jaguar. So we got that from Gojitron. And the next thing that I pulled out of that box was another Super 7 reaction figure of the old Shogun Warriors Godzilla, complete with fire tongue. Check that out. Absolutely wonderful. And of course, on the back here, it shows all the features of the little figure. And of course, Jet Jaguar on the back showed the monster figures that they have available. There's Rodan, Mothra, Jet Jaguar, Jet Jaguar, Oopie Oopie Doopie Doopie Doo. I can't sing it because I don't know the words. Godzilla 54, 57, and good old Mecha Godzilla there on the back. So thank you so much there, Goji. I love these figures. And the next thing that I found in here was the one I need to just sit down and read this. It's a graphic novel. Showcase presents The Great Disaster featuring the Atomic Knights. It's got Hercules in it. It's got Commandy in it. It's got all this artwork by the great King Jack Kirby, and just a wonderful, wonderful addition to my library here is this wonderful collection here from The Great Disaster. I really want to read those Atomic Knight stories. I want to read all those Hercules stories that are in there, and get down into some Commandy, the last boy on Earth. So thank you.
Commandy's a guilty pleasure of mine as well. I've got some old Commandy comics. I think that's a talk about a character that has not been seen development, that has movie TV potential.
Well, here recently, and when I say recent, I'm that's old man recent. Some of the DC cartoon releases, DVDs and Blu-rays had these little shorts in them, showcase shorts, and they did one with Commandy, the last boy on Earth.
Yeah, I saw that. I've always felt like
I thought it was pretty excellent. What'd you think, Jones?
I very much enjoyed it, and again, it kind of confirmed what I suspected, is that he's got potential for his own series, especially in animation. I think that'd be the best way to tackle it.
Yeah, and that little showcase short kind of opened it up for some future episodes, I think, and it looked great.
Absolutely.
And somebody else sent me a package here recently. It was supposed to have been a Christmas gift, but as a result of various life issues, it kind of got pushed off until March. But I was warned that the package was coming, but I wasn't warned that everything that I got in there would be in there. So, Joneser, thank you so much, my friend. You're absolutely a wonder.
Merry Christmas in March, sir.
I swear, I opened this box up, and the first thing I saw, and I'm not gonna lie, Joneser, I had a tear in my eye when I saw this thing. I said, "My God, Joneser, what have you done?" This cat sent me a Dragon Walker. A Dragon Walker, folks. Check that out. And tell him, Joneser, was it working when you sent it to me?
No, it was not. No, I bought a big lot of He-Man stuff, and I think 3 of those were in it. And my idea was to repair them and sell them and make money, and that just didn't happen.
Right, and for various reasons, which we understand. And even the seat belt's intact on this thing, folks. So it can hold a figure. The stickers are in excellent shape, so there's not even going to have to be replacements done on the stickers. And did you already clean this thing? Because it's awful clean, Jones.
I actually attempted to fix it, and like I said, I got 2 or 3 other ones, and I was going through the whole motions to fix it. And I don't know if I ran out of time, patience, or it went into my procrastination pile, or what ended up happening.
Well, when it goes in the procrastination pile, that means it's never going to get done.
Correct.
I've got one of those around here myself. If I can remember which direction the batteries go in, because you can put these batteries in backwards, and when you do, the thing runs backwards.
Spy door will work the same way.
All right, let's get this snapped in there, and let's see if it will continue to work. Cause, I ain't doing something right. Make sure I got them batteries in there right.
Well, and these things are a little tricky to repair. I think you watched the same video I did, the toy Poloi.
That's it. And sometimes even after you get them, check it out, folks. Here we go. All right, so there's not a lot of room on the toy table here, but we're going to at least get one rotation out of this bad boy.
Yeah. Right in your living room, folks.
There you go. It's a working piece of work there, the Dragon Walker. So, Joneser, man, I'm flabbergasted. I never thought I would even own this toy, and there you have it. And it's working, and it's in great shape.
Well, and those things are so satisfying to put a figure on the living room floor and just watch them go.
Yeah. When you got a really a big enough place or enough room to actually let this thing go, it's a wonder to watch. Whoever came up with the idea of this, I don't know. It's just an amazing little toy, and it was actually featured, I think, a couple of times in the Filmation cartoon.
Yes, it was. And in fact, my cousin, who's not a Masters of the Universe fan, but he loves to make fun of me for it, he pointed out in the episode, I think they said, "Oh, we're in a big hurry. Let's take the Dragon Walker." My cousin.
Oh, why would you take that if you're in a hurry?
He said, "That's got to be the slowest thing they got." Yeah, forget the jet that flies across freaking the forest. Take this slow thing.
Absolutely. Let's see what comments are saying before we get to the rest of the stuff that you sent. Going up here. Love the Godzilla and Jaguar. Says everything's plastic collectibles. That's Chris, by the way. Hey, Chris, good to see you, man. Gojitron says, well, that's a fun gift box if I do say so. Gojitron rocks. He has some of the best stuff. Neat. Mrs. Weird says, I was tickled pink. I was. Walmart is now picking up things that we left off the grocery. Walmart picking up things we left off the grocery list. Okay, well, be careful because Walmart seems to like to roll me whenever I go. Whenever I come up, I think they pick my pocket there in Walmart.
Yeah, they definitely seem to get my money more often than not, too.
Yeah, it's a mess. See, Warman Cardboard says, I was never into fantasy toy lines or Motu, but I do realize that they made some great toys. Yeah, and we were talking about that last night. I should have gone to bed, but instead I went over to Ozzy's channel over at Ostradamus. They were live streaming and just having a toy chat and a good time. I pointed out something that we do as toy collectors. If we don't collect a line, we don't mind going over to somebody else's channel that does and watching them enjoy playing with their toys. And I kind of said, well, it's kind of like being a kid. I had a friend of mine who lived across the street that had all the Mego Black Hole toys. And I didn't have any of them, didn't have any desire to get them. But when I went over to his house, I played Black Hole with him. Well, I had G.I. Joe at my house, and when he came over to my house, we played G.I. Joe. So our toy channels are the same way. When I go over to, say, Largo's house, he plays with Action Force, so I play Action Force with him when I'm over there. And he doesn't play Motu, but when he comes over here to my house, he plays Motu with me. So it's kind of like that, if you put it that way.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not the biggest G.I. Joe fan or Transformers. I never was, but I do watch a lot of those videos, and I do think I have respect for the fan
Absolutely.
base and the toys and I could see why they're fun, but it's like, honestly, if you're gonna collect something, unless you're rich, you're not gonna be able to collect everything. You're gonna have to
No,
pick a
no, you're
couple
not.
things.
No, you're not. And personally, I've kind of stuck with the few little things that I do. And one of the main things, if you guys have been watching my channel long enough, you know that I spend a lot of my money customizing. And that can be expensive because buying the things that you need to make these customs can be kind of expensive. So, yeah, the Dragon Walker was the most inefficient vehicle on Eternia Go. You're trying. I always imagined it was more like a bridge spanner device where like they needed to cross this area that there was no bridge. The Dragon Walker kind of took that job for them, but not a fast vehicle either. But it does look cool. Correct, Bjorn. Man at Arms had a weird sense of invention. Well, yeah, he did. He was like a mad scientist almost. Which reminds me, if you haven't seen it yet, Mr. Home Arcade made for the Motu Origins line a RoboCop figure. I shit you not. If you haven't seen this, you must go see it. The video is an homage to the original RoboCop movie when the RoboCop first wakes up. The figure is spot on, and the only thing that's not Motu that he used to make it was the head.
I must have watched his Stinkor video about a bazillion times.
That was hilarious. There's somebody shit in here. Hey, Gap After Dark, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yes, RoboCop. Absolutely. Robotocop? No, he did not use a Roboto figure to make this. And damn it, it looks just like RoboCop. And
I think he's got a Batman too.
He does. He's got a Batman. He's got a Superman. He's working on Lex Luthor. And these figures look like they're supposed to look. You look at these figures, you know what you're looking at. So he's doing excellent work over there. Yeah, he's gotten bit by the customizing bug as well. So yeah, absolutely. But no, if you're talking about Roboto, he got recently he did Eternia Towing. I don't know if you've seen that one yet or not, but the mini comic Roboto is in it, but it's Robata. She's a girl. She has a little bow up in here in her hair. So yeah, she's the dispatcher for the guys going out to repossess vehicles. Getting back down in here, Joneser sent me a note. Here you go. It's on notebook paper here, and it looks like notes that we would give to each other when we were kids. I love this thing. Hey, Bill, it's Joneser, your favorite comic book guy. Sorry this took so long to get to you. Christmas in March, I guess. Just wanted to say I appreciate you, my friend. A couple of little things I thought you might like. The Dragon Walker doesn't work, but maybe a crafty guy like you can repair it. Otherwise, it's a neat display piece. I'm sure you aren't short on room or anything. And he put a nice evil smiley here. Evil smile, LOL, Jones, or P.S. You, Jim, Grindhead, and Largo, and all the rest of you boys got a fan of me for life. Thank you, Joneser. Thank you, sir. And I don't know if once again I'm showing my age. Whenever I get mail correspondence, it goes into a shoebox, and I keep it like mom and dad and my grandmother and all them used to do.
Got one myself.
And I knew he was going to send me some comics. He said he was. And I thought they were just going to be a few little mini comics from the He-Man figures. But no, not Joneser. Joneser goes all out. Now, he did send me some mini comics, and I'll show you those first. Nice little plastic baggie here. It looks like the same sandwich bags that I use here at the house to put my lunch in. And
I didn't want them to get moved around and get bent.
Yeah, figure accessories. They make great bags for that as well. But here we have a few mini comics. And there's a couple of them in here that I don't have actually, Joneser. So we'll get to this here in a minute. We have Battle in the Clouds. We have a coverless comic here that looks like Trap Jaws comic. There's the cross cell art there in the middle. And there's old Trap Jaw. And Skeletor carrying him off to become his new henchman. And of course, this is what happens at the end of all the stories. Everybody's he and ha hoing and ho hoing. We have the double-edged sword, which I don't have. And this can go with my Temple of Darkness sorceress. We have the actual mini comic for the Temple of Darkness. And this is a neat little item here, Joneser. Would you mind telling folks where you got this and where it came from?
Well, I bought a lot of He-Man stuff. I'm always buying vintage stuff, and usually the best way here, pro tip for people trying to collect vintage, buy a big lot, and you might not know what you're going to get in all of it, but you get it a little cheaper than trying to buy individual. But I bought a big lot of vintage stuff. Wasn't exactly sure what it all was in there, and they had two of these little posters that had the cross sell or just a kind of like almost like a checklist of what's in the vintage collection. I think it has almost every figure.
Yeah,
pretty close.
Pretty neat here. Pretty neat. I mean, this is a pretty much a checklist, and I'm going to use this. Matter of fact, if I can find a frame, I'm probably going to frame this thing and put it up on the wall back here with some of the rest of the wonderful artwork from over the years that I've collected. But thank you, Joneser. These are some wonderful items, but I'm not done yet, folks. There's a couple other things in here, but we got some comics to look at first. And the first one I pulled out, I was like, this man lives in my head, folks. This man lives inside of my head, and he's gotten in there and rummaged around, and he says, let me see what Bill's going to like. And let me pull this back just a little bit. Look at that. The Warlord. Lost World of the Warlord. There's old Travis Morgan right there on the cover. And it's got an extra Barren Earth Continues in there. This is beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. Bagged and boarded. Looked like Joneser might have bagged and boarded it himself. He's got the $4 sticker on here. So thanks there, Joneser. That's a pretty good addition to my collection. I've got a short box. All my long boxes are put away, but I got a short box of my favorite right down here. That's going to go right on in there. And I have this issue already, but it's going in the short box here with the rest of my favorites, because I remember this issue. It is Action Comics featuring Superman and the Phantom Stranger with John Byrne artwork. Dick Giordano, I guess, did the story. So, yeah, a beautiful, beautiful comic from back, with that, 1987? Yeah. Probably December of 86 was when this actually came out, because it's got a February date on it. So, yeah. And finally, and I remember this one as well, Back from the Dead. We thought Superman was dead, and they teased us with this issue here. Superman number 500, Adventures of Superman. Yes, absolutely wonderful there, Joneser. And it's got feels like a sticker. I remember this when it came out. So you got a $5 price tag on that. Not too bad. It's a supersized issue, as a matter of fact. Pretty cool comic there, Joneser.
Well, a lot of those were kind of doubles and whatnot, or stuff that came back with me from the show. And I just kind of dug through the boxes and tried to see if there's anything that looked like it'd be up Bill's alley. The Warlord one popped out right away. I saw that video that you and Largo did, and I thought, well, that's a no-brainer. And then let's just see what else he might like, or just to throw a couple in there.
All right, we're going to put the Dragon Walker back down in the box for just a minute, because we're going to unbox something that I have not even opened since I got it. This is Mattel Creations Camel Con. And first thing I got to do is see if I can get this box open. Is there any tape involved? I think not. Got to open it here at the top. Pop this open. Let's see what all's in here. Okay, pulling this out. This card back is interesting. We'll look at the back of it in a minute, but here's the front. There is Camel Con. He has got his Cobra head.
I'll just stick that on a full screen there so the folks at home can see that a little better.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Thanks there, Joneser. There we go. Here's old Camel Con here. The evil camouflage master of the diabolical snakes. He's got his Cobra head, alternate head. He's got blast attack. And it's got the accessories back here in the back, baggy. And looking at the back here, check this out, folks. This just pops off. They all should have been made like this, in my opinion. What do you think, Jones?
You know, it's a really neat way to kind of like the Masterverse figures do, where the figure will slide right back into the packaging. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You can open your toy and play with them like us guys who like to do that. And then the people who like to display and card, they could slide that bugger right back in the way it came. And
absolutely. And you got
it's win-win.
Two-sided here. We got Snake Mountain in both corners here of it, over here and over here. We got the pre-Eternia going on here in the middle with the dinosaurs, Bionatops, and there's King Grayskull. And back here you can see the Eternia. And the other side, on the side, we have King Hiss here. We've got one of the giants here, Eternia playset. Over here on the other side, we can see Eldor right here. There's Grayskull, Moss Man, Shirella. Just absolutely wonderful. And it says down here at the bottom, to be continued in Masters of the Universe Origins. So, I don't know. Are you holding your breath there, Joneser?
No, not really. I mean, to be honest with you, this character was kind of an afterthought. When he came on live or whatever, I usually have pretty good success with Mattel Creation. So I was like, I'll get a couple of them in case some guys want one. And I think you were one of the first ones I had asked. And you weren't really interested, but I was like, you know what? I'll just get it to you for a Christmas present because I'm like, I'm not going to go on and just order one.
Yeah, absolutely. And he comes with an orange Zodak gun. He comes with a metallic green club like the Grayskull mace. Got the blast attack there. I'll go ahead and just pull this out, but I'm not going to take him off the card. Here he is. His belt, his claws, and his feet are all colored gold. He's got the Snake Man design here on his chest. Excellent. The different colors on it. A lot of work went into this figure. I can tell you guys. I really can. Pretty cool down figure. But I think I'm gonna leave him on his card and leave him boxed. One of the few box figures that I've got. I've already got Wondar, but I got one of the made to order ones that they told us that they were going to send out to us that I haven't seen or heard from whether they're actually going to send it or when yet. But
I'm on that. I'm on that same wagon there. That's been set September.
Yeah,
and I'm still waiting. I ordered one for me and Lyric.
Yeah, and when it gets here, I think it's going to stay in its box and be a boxed example of that particular figure. I think there's. When Wondar first came out, we were all upset by that fiasco when that first came out, and I was thinking, okay, this is probably going to be one of the most expensive figures in the line. At the time, we didn't even know they were doing King Grayskull, of course, And but with this made to order and offering it 2 or 3 times the way they have, I think that anybody who wants a damn $1 figure, they should be well available for the having wherever whenever you want one. So yeah.
You know, the only this is a character I was not really big on, but he's also one of the glaring holes in my vintage collection, and I don't think I'm ever going to come up with the scratch to get a vintage $1. So I figured this Origins one would be a neat stand-in, you know. And
Yeah.
that was kind of my idea there. And then I just asked Lyric, "You want one?" And he was just like, "Yeah." So he's getting one too.
All right, Majestic Tiger's got to run, folks. So he says behave yourselves, but don't worry. I don't think I'm going to have any problems, but if I do, we'll take care of it there, Bjorn. Do not worry. Have no fear, because Wilhelm Toy and Hobby is here. I'm out running errands. Woohoo! Hope you're all having a great weekend. They printed over that issue, the reticular cover. Yeah, I think he's talking about that Superman issue. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like a box full of them. I think everybody gets one of those in one of Joneser's little gift bags.
There you go. And Michael Purvis here in the house. Good to see you. The only Tiger channel I used to watch was MGo's Transformer reviews, but at the time I only collected Transformers. Okay, Shaitan, I notice you're here all the time, so you're one of my regulars now, Shaitan. So I guess you watch me too now, huh? And going on down the line. Here we go. Warm made cardboard. I'm still at Walmart. What the heck is oat milk? Cows make milk, not oats. They mess up math. Now they mess up milk. Yeah. Well, the other one is the almond milk.
My mom.
How do you milk the milk out of the little almonds? I've never figured that one out.
My mom's big on that almond milk.
Yuck. YouTube just paused the live feed on me. I don't know if YouTube did that or my shitty internet connection. It was one or the other. Cool booklet. Camo cons. Bubba Hicks, everything should be made to order unless we all die off. Point. All of those Mattel creation stuff should have been made to order.
Not only that, I'm going to take that one further. I think they should go through the entire collection and do a made to order, because this has not exactly been easy to find at retail. And to be honest with you, I don't understand how a corporation, why you would have a product that's such a pain in the butt for your customer to find. To me, this is a perfect solution. You go all the way through the whole from wave one all the way up until it's not like they don't have the tooling. Do a made to order on everything, and that way you're guaranteed to make every possible sale and every fan happy and everybody gets one. And this isn't hard.
I agree. But apparently the pinheads over there at Mattel, Hasbro, Pulse, et al.
Yeah, it makes no
I
sense.
think they're leaving money on the table.
They're absolutely leaving money on the table because it shouldn't be that hard. Like, here I am, I'm a customer, I've got money, I want to give it to you because I want this thing, and you're making it harder for me. Why? It doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely. We're running up with fistfuls of cash. Here, take my freaking money, and they're like, no.
Well, it's the same thing like ordering this Eternia. Like, why would you not leave that open? Well, you can't make 2 more? Like,
no.
You know what I mean? Keep it open all the way.
Yeah. They were doing that stupid tier thing. Hey,
right.
if we get 5,000, we'll make Modi. Well, shit. We thought Modi was going to be the most expensive figure in the lot. Well, the 3D printers have put that shit down. There's so many Modis out there now that it ain't. I've got one over here between Marlena and Piper.
I could care less about Modi, to be honest with you. I would have been happier to see like one of them Skeletor Robo henchmen or something, or you know what I mean.
Speaking of which, they teased that we were going to get those fucking skeleton warriors. Do you have any hope of that?
Yeah, we're still waiting. Be great if they were in a 2-pack, or maybe they're saving it for Snake Mountain. But I don't know if they'd do anything that made sense.
I don't know. Well, I'm curious as how all this is going to be distributed now that the retailers have said, okay, fuck this, we're taking it out the planogram.
Well, and yeah, that's just it. Like I think I shared with you privately when we did some of our Walmart shopping. I'm like, Motu's gone at my Walmart. Like, not only are the empty pegs empty, now even the little signs that said where they used to be isn't even there. Like,
Yeah.
and if it ever was there to begin with, this has been such a pain in the butt line to collect at retail from day one. And then when Target got in the game, it got a little better, at least in my area, but they mostly just have the Masterverse. They don't have Origins. Origins is more miss than hit there.
Well, here's the thing there, Jones. Well, we've had, two waves released, 2 or 3 waves released since, September, August? And what few figures that I have seen, I went on a toy hunt recently. It's up here on YouTube. And a little bit of Motu was left on there, and it was the Naked Stratos line that's been out there since before Christmas. They're everywhere. I mean, I'm sure that if you guys want the Army build and you want to have Avion Army, all you got to do is go pick up all them Naked Stratoses and go over to Lee Customs. He's making Avion heads. They're Stratos heads with no beards, so you can have all the Avion warriors you want.
Yeah, they also got plenty of Jitsu, plenty of Buzz Off, plenty of Sorceress. I haven't seen much of anything else. And it used to be just all He-Mans and Skeletors on the line, and now you're not even seeing those.
No, they're gone. But go get your Sorceress figures, folks, and go back over there to Lee Customs and make you Queen Marlena. That's what he made Queen Marlena for. He said was to get those damn Sorceress figures off those pegs. That's a good thought there, Lee. You did good, buddy. It's not rocket surgery, but it is brain science. Yeah, it's blowing our brains. It would help if there were fans on these boards of directors. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. They don't want fans to be brand managers. They don't want fans to be involved in this because they're afraid that they'll get too emotionally involved in them, I think.
Well, and I think that's fair because, quite honestly, if I was brand manager of this thing, we'd probably lose money. But every single sale we could make, we would get to.
That's true. We'd be making shit that probably wouldn't sell because we wanted it.
Right. But I would make sure every man, woman, and child that wanted one would have the opportunity to get one.
Absolutely. Finally out of Walmart, says World Made of Cardboard. My oldest wanted oat milk. My youngest wanted Black Rifle coffee. Guess which one is the level-headed kid? Not the one who wants the oat milk. It has to be the Black Rifle coffee. Coffee's always good, no matter what brand you get, I think. Yep, me too. Right here. Been drinking it all morning long. Give us the Skeleton Warriors, mother puckies. I agree there, Boba Hicks. I agree. Let's see. Michael Purvis says, I think we will eventually get those Skeleton Warriors. I'm hoping and praying. I want the Skeleton Warriors, and I want it to be in a freaking 3-pack.
That'd be one better than I was hoping for. I was hoping for a 2-pack, but I'll take a 3.
I want a 3-pack, and I want 3 separate heads with different expressions on them. Will I get that? Oh, no. Not into artificial rareness. Yes, there is an artificial rareness when you make King Grayskull become a tier that you have to reach. And then there was Keklar the Elder, which I had no desire for. Did you want a Keklar figure? You don't even know who Keklar was, do you? Yeah. They never reached that goal, folks, but all you got to do is get you a little Milliput and get you Stone Cold Steve Austin, Stone Cold Trapjaw figure and put a beard on his ass, and you can make your own Keklar figure. Motu is gone from Smith's over here too, says Boba Hicks. Yeah, it's not in retail. What's left of the line is going to be released at discounts and on Mattel Creations. That's where you're going to find it, folks. There's supposed to be a Motu event on the 29th. Well, Skeletor is supposed to tell us something this Motu Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think I know what it is.
All
I've
right.
heard a couple little birdies telling me that you remember that 40th anniversary Masterverse, and then they did this guy here, the 40th
Yeah.
anniversary He-Man, and then it came with a 40th anniversary Skeletor, and that was the one that hasn't been to retail yet. That's what I think it is. It's coming to retail, and that makes sense to me because He-Man and Skeletor sell. They just do. You know, and I mean, even though they overproduced in the beginning, if you look at the numbers of who moved, well, of course, it's going to be the two main characters that moved. And I mean, this guy, I don't see him peg warming too much, or at least not in my area. They sold them because the packaging.
I never saw
cool.
those figures. I never saw those figures at all in my area.
Yeah, the packaging looked cool. He looks like an old school He-Man. He moved. And I think this next one's going to do the same thing. I mean, even if you're not a fan of the brand, it's Skeletor, man. He looks cool anyways. You know what I mean? You walk by that, and a little kid never even seen He-Man or knows anything what it was. Hey, that skeleton guy with the sword and the staff looks pretty awesome. You know, I mean, that's just, it sells itself.
All right. Now, given the brand manager inserted himself into the line, not sure what's up with Mattel. Well, the Mighty Spectre got fired from over there, and I think that was kind of some of the shit he was pulling over there that got his ass canned. Okay, and we give the man hell, and a lot of it is pretty much deserved. But don't forget, he did work in the industry. He knows how these cats think. He knows what to look for and what's, you work long enough in an industry and you see A and B happen and you know that C's coming. He knows that. And he saw the writing on the wall a long time ago. He told us about it. Everybody poo-pooed him, said he was full of shit.
No, he was right. He called it. You know, and that's my opinion on the man anyway. I think he was right.
There are those who are still living in fantasy land who are holding out all this hope. But I've always been a dyed-in-the-wool pessimist. I think it was Benjamin Franklin who said it the best. I'm a pessimist because I'm never disappointed and I occasionally get a happy surprise.
You know, and I mean, I can be guilty of both. I do in this, if I'm looking all the way back to when this first started, Motu Origins, the first I heard of it, I didn't even see him on the shelves yet. I was hitting 5 Walmarts a day, hoping to be first. And you know what I mean? The excitement was there. Motu is back. And I thought, man, if I could at least just get the original 8 figures, I'd be happy. Then I don't care about anything else. I got it.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
So this has exceeded my expectations of what I thought it was going to be. Even in the Masterverse line, we're going to get, I think, eventually to the original 8, if they're not already there, with the new Merman. They're coming out, the classic look. Then you're going to have all of them in their classic form. I mean, what more do I want? Everything else is a bonus to me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I know I was ever a big fan of this figure because he came out way late in the line for me, but I'm hoping that they're going to bring him out, and that's Rio Blast.
That is a very cool character, and he scratches a lot of itches, especially if you were a fan of the was it Blast Star or
Black Star?
Yeah,
Black Star.
Black Star. Thank you. And it was kind of like a sci-fi space cowboy type show, and Rio Blast kind of scratches that itch.
Yeah, and if you watch
one of the cooler
Hebro's channel, Hebro about the whole. Go ahead, Gunter.
I was just gonna say he's one of the cooler vintage figures that has those extra features. So I mean, if Origins is to tackle him, I'd love to see that he has all of the features that the vintage.
Yeah, he needs to. He's going to have to open up and have all the guns pop out and all that shit. You know, they're going to have to put action feature on it. That's going to be a whole new tool. So, yeah, I don't think they're actually going to do him. I think the I think the making of new tooling is over it altogether. I think anything that we see is going to be a bunch of repainted stuff of what they already got out there, folks.
Well, and I
But
think that's a lot of the reason why you haven't seen them yet is because of that.
yeah, not super hard to get it because I think that it hurts things overall. Bowie Hicks says, I got all the main event characters in Grayskull, so everything else is bonus. Well, that's the key. When I first started collecting the Motu Origins line, my goal was to get the original 8. And then after that, I wanted to get the figures that I had when I was a kid, which came out in the second wave from back then. So, and I got all those. So everything else that I've got has been bonus, bonus, bonus after bonus. So yeah. Gap After Dark says, I finally got Superpowers Nightwing figure. Kenneth saw a bunch of Motu stuff on clearance, but not low enough to snatch it up. A couple of vehicles and a battle cat. Okay, cool. Good to see you there, Gap. Satan's Hammer, first heard of Origins for Pixel Dan. Didn't occur to me to collect much later. My first experience, Joneser, was that exclusive. I think it was PowerCon exclusive set that had all the Lords of Power in it. Oh my God! When I saw that set, I wasn't collecting anything at the time. And I saw that set and it had the merman in it. I always wished I had when I was a kid. Oh yeah, that got me to hoping. And when I saw the stuff on the shelf at Walmart, yeah, got me back to collecting. Absolutely.
See, and what got me is I started with they had that show on Netflix, The Toys That Made Us, and that got me collecting my vintage set.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I was digging in that rabbit hole, I heard about the Origins coming. They had that 2-pack. I think it was the blue vested Prince Adam, and then He-Man with the
blue knife. Yeah, I got that set too. That's a beautiful set, brother.
And see, I didn't get it, and I wished I did. And then I'd heard that these were going to get to retail, and I was on it. And I saw the Masters of the WWE, I think, hit first. And I was like, no, this isn't what I want. I wish I would have got on that because those are actually pretty cool. But I was holding out for the Origins. And it took forever. We finally, after hunting a zillion Walmarts, I found one that had the whole end cap display. And I got one of every figure I didn't have already. And on wave 1, I have all opened and in box. And that was going to be my thing. I was going to have one to open and one in box. And wave 2 ruined that because it was so hard to find.
The missing wave, the one that went all overseas, and we never saw any of them except on eBay for outrageous, stupid ass prices. I'm looking at you.
See, I got lucky there. I found 2 or 3 of them at Walmart, and I got the Scareglow ordered online through Target. So I didn't end up paying scalper price on anything so far.
I found all the figures except Trapjaw. Trapjaw was the one I had a hell of a time finding, and I think I overpaid for him. But and then of course they re-released the whole thing here a few months ago on those end caps. Those sold out really quickly. Yeah,
I never even saw them.
Yeah, I didn't either. Okay, here's what Gap was trying to tell us. He told me not to read that first one, but it was too late. I finally got the Nightwing Superpowers figures on clearance for $4. So, okay, the McFarlane stuff is going to go on clearance, which means that we'll be lucky if we see that Invisible Jet. That's what I want now out of that line. They had a bunch
I'd
of
like to see the Batmobile if they do it.
Yeah, it might be worth getting, but I got an original Batmobile and can't nothing beat that thing, Jack.
Well, yeah, see, I don't have the original Batmobile, so this, much like my Wondar, is going to be my stand-in.
There you go. And of course, the original figures fit just fine in the McFarlane vehicles. We've proven that here on the show. They had a bunch of Motu on clearance at Walmart, but not clearance enough. And there's still a bunch sitting on the shelf. Yeah, they're clearancing that shit out of there. It's going out quick. Matter of fact, they had the Flock Panthers on clearance, and they're all gone now. There wasn't a single one left the last time I went. Lords of Power set is awesome. I go look in the Walmart clearance aisle for toys before I even go to the toy department. Every time I go over there, I see shit that I wasn't going to get to begin with, like the Motu Legends for not Motu Legends, Marvel Legends for that damn shitty movie. What was it?
The Eternals.
God damn.
The Eternals. Or more.
Now, why is that not killing the Marvel Legends line? I'll tell you why. Because they're smart. Each one of those lines has their own SKU.
Quite honestly, some of those Marvel Legends are very tempting. Like I saw the Wolverine and the Sabretooth, and I was like, ooh, do I want to go down this rabbit hole? Because I know me, and once I start picking one up here, it's not going to end there.
Well, that happened to me briefly with the Star Wars Black series, the fully articulated. I'd started getting those, and my idea was to get the original Kenner lineup, that the first release, and I got as far as Chewbacca, and I got R2D2, C3PO, Han, Leia, and Luke from that line, and a few others. I think I got a Greedo. I got SLAVE, Leia.
Lyric's got a few of those. He's real big on them. He's got Vader and Obi-Wan and Luke, and yeah, he really likes those.
Yeah, Boba says he's been scratching his Marvel Legends itch recently. I know somebody who said that they weren't going to get in collecting Marvel Legends and got deep into it, and that'd be Grindhead Jim. He may be even lurking in the background, not saying a word. You never know. He popped out of the woodwork the other day when me and Largo were doing something. Lightyear figures are everywhere. Yeah, well, if you ever watched any of my toy hunt videos, when I go in there and I see them figures, I warned everybody that shit would peg warm and get on clearance. Being connected to Disney helps. Yeah, it helps it to be shitty. Disney's losing money left and right on that stupid shit that they're doing over there.
Well, they'll throw a lot of money at it, and they can absorb the loss. That's what a big conglomerate like them can do.
Yeah. Well, you're right. They are on clearance. A lot of McFarlane figures, but it's the ones that suck that you don't even want, like Gimp Batman. Toddy Mag. Make good vehicles, make shitty figures. What's up with Toddy Mag?
I don't know. I will say they had a bigger version of the Batman Hush and Superman Hush versions or whatever. Those looked really cool. That almost got my money. I resisted the itch for the same reason I resisted the Marvel Legends itch. Joneser can't collect comics and He-Man and Masterverse and freaking Origins and Vintage, and it's just I got too many eggs in the basket.
Bless their heart. Pixel Down, Michael French, all those guys, they got the big bucks. Some of them guys got deals behind the scenes that we don't know about, where they're getting figures left and right without paying a dime for them. You can't collect it all, folks, especially when you're on a budget income like I am, and I'm sure you are too, Joneser. We got families to feed and lives to live in addition to this. And I think Ken, as a lot of my viewers like Ken over there at Toy Connections, they were doing a live stream today, probably around the south, started right before I started this show. And it was some of the bad habits that we get into to collecting. And I will tell you one. If you're buying toys instead of food, you need to go get some help. Okay, that's unhealthy. That's not good. Okay, so the toys are meant for our enjoyment, but they're not meant to take away our lives.
If I can interject here, here's a little pro tip that I use for budgeting as far as toy collecting. Now, me and my wife, we're very good about, putting money in certain baskets. This is the money for the mortgage. This is the money for groceries. This is for bills, whatnot, what have you. Well, what Joneser does for his toy collecting, Joneser has his own account called the Fun Money. And what happens is we found a budget where I think for me it was $25 a week. So $100 a month goes into the toy budget. And if I spend it, it's gone.
There
And
you
if
go.
I don't spend it, it accumulates. And so as it accumulates from non-spending, I usually can buy some pretty cool stuff. And if I buy too much cool stuff too soon, then I don't get anything. And that goes for toys and comics is my toy budget.
And that also requires that you stick to your plan.
Yes. And if I do overextend, then I got to sell something to pay for
that
it.
hurts. That
It
to
does.
me that hurts. That hurts. I'm so in love with my shit that I've collected so much. I live in a pile of junk, big boxes full of all my junk surround me. And one of these days, when you're watching a live stream, you may watch it all collapse in on me, and I die under a pile of toys. Incentive to watch the show, folks. You never know what might happen.
Well, one thing my little budget thing did is it ceased any and all disagreements or fighting with my wife about bills and budgeting. And this is my play money, so I can do what I want with it. I can buy comics or toys or what have you. And then we have everything else figured out. So we're not blowing the mortgage on plastic crack.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good analogy. Plastic crack. You have to be careful because you'll start the law of diminishing returns. You'll want to buy more to get that good feeling, and you got to buy more and more and more to get the same good feeling that you had before. And then before you know it, you're starving to death. Your credit cards are maxed out, but you're surrounded by all these toys that you haven't even opened or played with.
Right. And in another part of this budgeting thing that I do, I also have my side business where I sell comics and sell toys. And so any profits from that go into a separate account. So I've got my Fun Money account, and then I've got my comic business account. And depending on what I'm buying and what for, we pull out of that bucket. So say like I did that comic show and I made like $300-400, right? Now I go buy more long boxes of comics made to sell. And there we go. It goes out of that pile.
The devil's coming out in me. Asshole Bill is going to ask you. Joneser's been selling comics, folks, but he also Joneses for comics. And so sometimes he's like an alcoholic running the liquor store. Tell me, sir, are you being good and selling the comics, or are you still sitting there cherry picking the good shit out?
I am the worst comic business owner ever because I'm absolutely playing for me. What a lot of the game is I figured since I'm hopeless, I'm gonna be buying this stuff. The comic business part of it is when you buy in bulk, a lot of the comics that I get, there's a few of them I want and a whole bunch of them I don't want. So the whole bunch of them I don't want, I sell to recoup, to basically keep this game rolling, and I don't have to use the rent money or the mortgage money to play. But I have been getting a little better at letting some things go because I can't keep it all. But I rob my own business every day. I get a big long box that I spent for the business, and I don't have this one. I'll sell the rest. It happens.
And when you get stuff in bulk like that, you end up with big boxes of quarter pile crap. I'm sure you've done this, made grab bags. I would do that. Put the shitty bunch of shitty comics in a sack, tape it shut, and just put a big question mark on the outside of it and a $5 price on it. You don't know what you're going to get till you open it up. No returns, buyer beware. and stick it out there and just sell them in grab bags.
Well, what I like to do, I think you don't see these anymore in the comic book stores, or some stores have them, but the dollar box, you know, where you just have the box of I mean, let's call it what it is, the commons, the junk, what they are. And what I like to do is I like to talk to folks. So if I see folks pawing through my junk pile, you know, and then they're pulling, I'll be like, hey man, you pull enough of these, you know, we'll make a deal. I like to do the bundle deal. Someone's going to get a stack of comics like this, man, I'll work with you. You know, you buy 20 of them, we'll go 50% off, you know? I mean,
there you go.
And that's a comic, you know, or if you buy freaking 50 of them, we'll go freaking more than that, you know? It's
there
like,
you go. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. That's how it should be done. Hell, these comic book stores ought to be doing that, in my opinion. But some of them, you know, they overprice their stuff. I'm looking at you, 901 Comics, Memphis, Tennessee.
Some of those stickers on those books that I gave to you, they were my stickers, and they are eBay priced or overpriced because I was doing an event. But again, I'm the kind of cat, if you talk to me,
you have to price the stuff high so you can dick her down on it.
Exactly.
Absolutely. We know the deal. And if you're a comic book buyer, you ought to know the deal as well. And therefore you shop with ethical dealers, and you avoid the scalpers and pieces of shit that do exist out there.
Well, and I've always modeled my business, fast dimes better than a slow quarter or no quarter.
Absolutely. So yeah, I pretty much covered everything I was going to cover today, guys. Joneser, you got any final thoughts before we decide to head off to spend the rest of our Sunday enjoying ourselves?
No, not really. I mean, I appreciate the invite. I hope I filled Largo's shoes as best I can.
You did an excellent job.
Well, appreciate it, my friend. And yeah, as always, I'm happy to come on here and jabber jaws with you.
Well, we appreciate everybody who showed up today and hung out with us as we played with our toys and opened a few boxes of things and had a pretty decent chat afterwards. If you guys want to see the new cut version of the Drunken Sailor video in its entirety in full HD, that will be on my Patreon page, but you'll have to at least become a Patreon to do that. Appreciate everybody being here. I don't know what we're going to be doing next Saturday. Probably more shenanigans. Me and Largo are going to work on a new Saturday show. We're going to be doing the spotlights every other Saturday. That gives Largo time to put these things together and do the other things that he wants to do. But hope everybody enjoys the rest of your Sunday afternoon, and you guys have a good journey.
Special thanks to these supporters on Patreon. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like and subscribe and share the video.